kind of not in tune as such, but we'll go for the same notes.
which was not rehearsed.
Yeah, we don't rehearse. We just go for it.
Just click record and go.
Yeah. So hi.
Yeah, it's podcast 13, I think it is.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's 13. It's Elimination Chamber, anyway.
Yeah, I don't go by numbers, I go by what we're reviewing.
Yeah.
And it's Elimination Chamber 2019.
And just before we begin as well, I can start mentioning this at the start of the video to the end now. We're on YouTube, obviously, but we're on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and iTunes Music as well. So whichever platform you prefer, pop onto there and you can start listening.
Brilliant. And I don't think that there has been, very old school WWE wrestlers pass away, but no disrespect, but they're not part of the generation we grew up in or ones we've heard of.
Yeah, so if anyone has passed away, we're sorry, we don't remember.
Yes, but we can still dedicate it to you. Yeah, you're still wrestlers in there, but your names escape us for the time being. So, but yeah, we'll just crack on with it.
Pre-show I didn't watch.
I did.
I heard it was good.
It was good.
Was it just the Cruiserweight?
It was just the Cruiserweight Championship. It was Buddy Murphy versus, I always get his name wrong. Is it Tozawa?
Tozawa.
Right, okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comments. It was very good. But not, I don't think it outclassed the Royal Rumble Fatal 4-Way. I didn't think it would anyway, because when you got 4 Cruiserweights in Fatal 4-Way,
but it's something that's worthy of the main card and still isn't on it.
Yeah, but me and my brother and a mate of ours were discussing it, and I understand why Vince does it. Because the pre-show is free on YouTube, and it's not. So if you want to get people invested, you've got to put on a good match. If you haven't got the network or anything, and you're watching the pre-show on YouTube, and you see that kind of caliber match, you might go, "Wow, I want to watch the rest of this show."
Yeah,
and then
which is fair enough. It's just that it shouldn't be the expense of the Cruiserweights all the time.
No, it shouldn't.
You should mix it up.
No, I mean I've always thought if there's a championship match, it should be on the main card.
Yeah.
Because the pre-show is that kind of not a dark match kind of thing, but it's a bonus for it used to be just a bonus for the audience in the arena. Now with social media and stuff, and their own network, they can make it a bonus for the viewer as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very decent match, very decent spots. At one point, the highlight for me is that Tozawa, or whatever his name, did a suicide dive to Buddy Murphy. And Buddy Murphy caught him in a suplex. And he didn't even hit the floor. He was just in the suicide dive and caught him in there, and it was just amazing. So for the fact that these guys, I don't know how strict the 205 thing is, but the general understanding is that these guys are 205 pounds or less. To still show off that kind of strength shows how good these guys really are.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good match. I never really thought the title was going to change hands, but they did enough to make me think, oh right, Tozawa, well, maybe not might, but he's a contender to possibly when Buddy is going to drop the belt, it might get to him.
Okay.
So yeah, very good match.
And then it was the main card.
Yes, started with the first Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, which I was surprised at because I thought they'd finished with this. That's what I thought. But they didn't. They went for the women's inaugural tag team elimination.
Yeah. I would have understood
match
if they did it last. But I've kind of always been like, if you're going to have 2 chambers, have one at the beginning, one at the end. And I couldn't see him opening with the WWE Championship.
True. Yeah, true.
So, again, it's a good way to get the ball rolling of we're straight into it, we're crowning new women's tag team champions. Well, yeah, I mean, I think they tried it 40 years ago or such, but it lasted for about 3 months or some shit like that.
Pretend it didn't happen.
So, yeah,
it was good. I mean, the first few minutes it took a bit of time to get going. But once it started getting going and Nia and Tamina were involved and they started cleaning house and everybody started doing their moves on them, just one after the other, it really started picking up. And by the end of it, I was really enjoying the match. It just took a bit of time to get there.
Yeah, it was just... The problem is they didn't really have... Most of the women in that chamber weren't veterans. And yeah, you could have done with someone like Natalia or someone like that.
To be fair, in my humble opinion, I was perfectly fine with them being newbies.
I know, I was fine with it. It made sense to give them the newbies a chance.
Yeah.
But at least 1 or 2 to kind of carry it, if you know what I mean, who people know what they're doing. I'm not saying Sasha and Bayley don't, but they're still not fresh as such, but you know I don't think they've reached their career peak. Yeah.
No.
It was okay. I think the spots they wanted to do were executed very well.
Yeah,
it's just the pace.
Yeah, the pace took a bit of time. Iconics impressed me quite a bit. They did quite a few spots where I thought to myself, all right, they're giving them a chance to showcase themselves a bit. Sarah Logan really impressed me as well. I'm actually kind of really proud of Nia taking the bump she did when she went for Bailey, went straight through the glass.
Yeah, that got me more invested.
That was it for her. As soon as that happened, I was like, right, that's it. She's got to gang up on Tamina now, which they did. They beat the shit into her and they all landed on her and pinned her all together, and that was them gone. That's a credible way to get rid of the two biggest threats.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed that. Sasha and Bailey, I think they were being pushed as the underdogs the entire time.
Well, yeah, they came in number 1.
Yeah.
So.
Although Mandy Rose and Sonya impressed me as well. Fire and Desire.
I hate that name.
No,
just keep it Absolution.
Yeah, it's not a great name, is it? Yeah. Sonya really impressed me at one point when she hit a spear to someone. I can't remember who she hit it to.
Oh yeah, she out of nowhere.
Just fucking like that. Yeah, I was like bang. I was like, fuck me, Sonya. Well done.
It was a good spear.
That was a great spear. Mandy not so much, but I think she could be given more time.
Yeah.
Eventually, it seems like they're building towards potentially those two teams feuding.
Yeah.
Because they were the first two in and the last two at the end, which I quite liked. That was a good way of telling the story. I like the fact that they used that.
I think it was more of a swerve because I think people were kind of expecting it to be Nia and Tamina versus Sasha and Bailey at the end. Who were the ones that jumped off the pod? Double crossbody? Was it Mandy and Logan?
I think so.
Right. Great spot again. I mean, it's not like these girls weren't doing it well. I think it was just... The problem is, I've always had a problem recently with the new structure itself.
Because it's more padded.
Yeah, it doesn't feel dangerous. And chamber matches should feel just chaotic. And it seemed... This is going to sound so hypocritical from a wrestling fan. It seemed too choreographed for me. And a lot of it was kind of like, right, well, you do your spot, we'll be laying down over here. Mm-hmm. But it's like, no, this should be balls to the wall. As a viewer, we might be a little bit annoyed, like, well, we didn't see that because the cameras are here. But you do want that whole, we don't know where to look kind of vibe. The men's didn't really give us that either, but I think the men's, not what to expect, but they know how to
They've been doing it longer.
Flow through it. I'm not knocking the women.
I'm not surprised that Carmella and Naomi, the first one's out, considering what's been going on around Naomi and Jimmy. That doesn't surprise me. Although I am surprised that it wasn't Mandy that got rid of her, because I thought they would continue that feud, but no, they didn't. I think it was one of the Iconics got rid of them.
Yes, it was. They were it was hard to call before the match began because Sasha and Bailey were kind of the obvious choice and the most deserving choice.
As I've been saying the whole time, they've been building up towards this and revealing the titles and then showing how they're going to get them. I was thinking to myself, this is built for them.
Yeah.
There are some women tag teams there, but they've been really pushing Sasha and Bailey as this proper tag team with similar gear and all this kind of stuff, and for a while now, so it's like it is built for them.
It was one of them where the only team where I thought I definitely don't want to see them winning tonight is Carmella and Naomi.
Yeah, because they were just thrown together.
Yeah.
If they want to continue as a tag team, that's fine, because neither of them have got anything really going on, so that's fine.
No.
But you can't do that so soon because they've only just
got to build them up.
I'd have been fine with any other team.
Yeah, because especially with like the Absolution and the Riot Squad.
And even the Iconics,
they were the fresh new face.
Just their smugness if they'd have taken the titles. That's what I like.
They're not the greatest athletes WWE have to offer. No knock to them.
But it gives them a chance. If you put them in a storyline,
it gives them credibility.
Yeah.
Of because they're so good at what they do, mic-wise and character-wise, that you'd be like someone shut these bitches up, take the belts off them. And the build-up to it can be they're always just by dirty tactics or whatever, by the skin of their teeth, take the belt. So you are just agitated to the point that someone take these belts off, and when they do, you got the big pop, you got the big payoff. Riot Squad could have worked in I think that would make them again more not eligible, give them more credibility of they're a threat, because they kind of are in the women's division, but most of the time they get their ass kicked. Yeah,
they're slowly trying to build Sarah Logan as this bit more of a beast than she is. However, sometimes they do drop the ball with it, but I can see there's a slow burner with her. and then Liv's just meant to be this little rat running around her and just being the quick one. And I like that dynamic. I want that. It's like you've got the heavy set of Logan just being the brutal one, then you've got the lightweight of Liv just running around and doing the jumping stuff. Yeah, that's a great little like team. The ending.
I'm trying to remember now.
When they were on top of the chamber, on top of one of the pods, and it was kind of like a harking back to the previous year when Sasha kicked Bayley off it, but this time she helped her up. I like that little woven bit of extra storytelling. That was nice.
What was it? How edited, like modified. What's the fucking thing? Back statement. Which you can't, because her arm was
you couldn't do it. I like that.
Yeah, it was very good, and
looked brutal.
The tap wasn't that quick, which I liked.
Yeah, Sonya, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yeah, she held on for a bit, which is good because you don't want to just have a tap out instantly like you're doing with this Ronda at the moment, where it's just like everyone taps out instantly, which we'll get to later. But yeah, it was good, and it's a nice feel-good moment for the two of them winning the titles. Yes, it's probably the most obvious choice, but. And like I said, apart from...
You're invested in those characters.
You like them enough, and I think that's fair enough. And apart from, like you say, Carmella and Naomi, I'd have been happy with any team anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the smart thing with Nia and Tamina... personally, even if Nia and Tamina had won the belts, I've still got no opinion on Tamina's kind of...
No,
she's just there.
She just exists.
So, but it was smart of them to kind of, when they were coming out the pods, everyone would turn, and instead of Nia and Tamina getting beaten down, they just declare house. Yeah. It gives them the power.
Yeah, definitely.
The power push. The only way... I would have been okay with the Absolution girls, I'm not going to call them founders, winning, but in a certain way, because I think if they would have won last night clean, we'll call it, I would have left that night thinking, this is a great opportunity for them. But I think them and the belts would have been forgotten rather quickly. No offense to that, they haven't really had much promo.
Yeah, maybe.
The only way I think it would have worked is if Paige had returned to be their manager again. If Paige had helped them win and go like, I'm back in their corner and with me at their side and as their mouthpiece, we're going to do what I said years ago and take over the women's division. Can I wrestle anymore? No, I can't. But I'm going to lead these two to stardom and starting with the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
Which would have worked, but I'm not knocking the decision they make.
They can always hold that for another time. Once they've built up enough credibility, they can always do it.
It could be a Mania thing. You don't know. I mean, I don't think we've seen the last of Paige on WWE TV.
No. It was a good opener. It wasn't amazing, because like I said, it took a while to get going, but overall, it did what it needed to do. I would say.
Yeah, okay, I'll agree with that. Next was the SmackDown Tag Titles.
Yeah.
This surprised me.
Yeah, now, overall, I wouldn't say it was like a great wrestling match, but it was a great story told.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
Yeah, it was a really good, fun story told. The announcement at the start I didn't expect either.
No, I mean, it was a nice thing. It's weird to, like, the first time he did it, it was a heel character.
And this time it's for, like, face.
But they mixed it in to the story, which I'll get to in a minute, because I remember at the start, I remember the next day kind of thinking, I don't know what to make of that match. Thinking back, there was a couple of cock-ups at the start, which I just thought, it's going to be one of these matches, and Shane isn't a wrestler, or he's not as fast anymore, so it's kind of like, alright. But then, the spots came in with Shane going flying and stuff, and I genuinely thought it was going to be one of those, like, right, Miz is just going to keep pushing Shane till he can't do no more, and they implode. The spots were good. The match wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. And then the finish of just the quick roll-up Raw, we call it.
Roll-up
Raw. 1, 2, 3. Great shock factor.
Yeah, because honestly, I didn't see the Usos walking away with it. One, because Shane and Miz just got it, and two, because again the thing surrounding Jimmy, you're thinking, well, why would they give him that? It's like rewarding him for being a douche.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention, for those that know the Corey Graves speculation incident at the minute, apparently they were chanting Corey Graves doing Carmella's entrance, and they had to mute it down a bit.
Oh, really?
Which doesn't surprise me.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is just a rumour at the moment that apparently he's cheating on his missus with Carmella, but apparently it's his missus that mentioned it.
Yeah, we're not
shit stir.
That's the word.
But we're just telling you what's been said.
Yeah, that's just what's in the media so far.
The finishes. Yeah,
what sold the shock was how well Miz sold the shock.
He sold it really well. Like, he did not expect it to happen.
It was instant heartbreak on his face.
Yeah.
Like, he felt so let down.
And then you got Shane sitting up after he went through that table, just dazed and confused.
It opens many doors because I was...
Yeah, will they get it back at Mania or something like that, some big feel-good moment, or will it be a case of Shane implodes and turns heel on Miz?
Yeah, I don't think they're winning the belts back. I think... I was kind of hoping when Miz goes over to Shane to help him up, Shane would just not belted him, but just walked up the ramp by himself. Now, I'm okay, but after the match, they did show the segment where Miz...
Oh yeah, he went mental.
Yeah, but the fact that, he kind of put into play the announcement of, like, I dedicated that to you, to my father, to my wife, to my unborn child, to my actual child, and I failed. But great that he's just kind of, about to implode.
Yeah.
So... I love Miz's heel. I really do. And so if they turn him heel again...
He's one of the best heels in the company.
Yes. So if they turn him heel again, he'll make it work. They will make it work. The only way I think Miz can go over his face is because Shane is a great heel as well.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to see is maybe on this week's SmackDown or whatnot, Miz just really apologetic and kind of just to plant the seed of Shane's possible heel turn of a power play, because apparently they now have got rid of that thing in the contract that you're entitled to a rematch. They can bring that in.
They've got rid of it?
I think so, yeah.
That's brilliant. I'm all over that.
So if Shane says, don't worry Miz, we're going to have an opportunity at Fastlane and whatnot, we're going to get those belts back. And Miz can even say, like, well, how are you going to sway that with the new contract thing? Making an official announcement. I think it's only got speculation room at the minute. If you officially go, well, we haven't got that contract clause anymore. Shane can use his power and go, hey, I'm still commissioner around here. We've got a rematch at Fastlane. Like, all right, bit of abuse of power. But then kind of saying, not in a heel way, but just kind of like, Miz, don't let me down this time. So at Fastlane, if next time Shane loses the match and Miz goes over to like help him up, and then Shane just goes ballistic on Miz, and then you can build to Mania with Shane just go, where the hell were you? And all that stuff, and Miz going, look, I tried my best and blah 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 blah. Getting the sympathy vote for Miz, because like Shane can be a bastard heel, and especially in a power position right now. Yeah. I think that's the only way you can get Miz over as a face, with the sympathy thing.
Yeah, because I'm enjoying him as a face, but he's naturally a better heel. But like I say, it depends on build. If they build it correctly, where you really want to see Shane get his ass kicked by Miz, where he can have that nice feel-good moment at Mania, beating Shane, and maybe his missus coming out, prego as she is.
Right,
but you know what I mean? It can write a good story, it's just you've got to do it right.
This is going to sound so dark by me, but WWE have done very dark things in the past.
Let's rephrase that. Vince has done very dark things in the past.
What I mean is, like, I was talking to someone about the storyline where Kane and Lita were going to have a baby.
Oh yeah.
Now I genuinely liked that because I was invested in it. The Katie Vick stuff with Kane and raping a dead body.
And that was wrong.
Very bad.
So wrong.
But I liked the line of like, it's not exactly believable. It's very soap opera like that. Yeah. Where at the minute in wrestling it's very like, I don't like you, so I'm going to fight you, and it's getting a bit stale.
Yeah, true.
What if this baby announcement by Miz and Maurice isn't real, and they throw it with the storyline that Shane acted?
You can see the baby bump on her.
Can you? I couldn't.
Yeah, I could.
What if it's padded?
She's like, no, so I think she's about 3 months gone.
It probably is
real.
About 3 months gone. It probably is real, but if it isn't,
you can still.
Well, they gave Lita a bump and she wasn't really pregnant. True. So the thing, right? If it is part of, if they're having a fight and Maurice comes to break it up, and then Maurice gets knocked off the ring apron or something, and they say she's lost the baby. Don't say that. There's no real baby in my head at the minute, so don't say let's kill a baby for coolness. Get ratings. They say in this scenario, behind the scenes, there is no real baby. Okay, right. But in television standards, in what's on TV, they can storyline the fact that there's an accident and Shane cost Miz and Maurice their baby, and then going into Mania, you don't want Miz to kick Shane's ass. Kiss Shane's ass? Yeah, you rip his head off. You've got investment for Mania.
True.
But I don't think they'll go down.
No, they probably won't. But
we'll see what happens.
but overall, fun match, unexpected ending, and it's got a lot of potential going forward.
Yeah, another one where it's like it didn't do the job, it did the shock.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Quickly speaking of Fastlane, the fucking advert for Fastlane, the song over the top.
They did it with TLC.
It was awful. It's just like making their own song, like rap song. It's like, what is this shit?
Right, I'm going to fast forward a minute before I forget this. I think this happened right before the main event.
Is this the
Lacey Morgan?
Lacey Morgan! What was that? What was that? Oh, you're just sitting there going, okay, Lacey Morgan's coming out. And she's gone. What was that?
I genuinely
What was that? You could have had an extra minute onto another match there. Was this?
Yeah, I said that. I was looking at the time thinking, okay, it is getting on, but the card is quite short. So when Lacey's music hit, it's like, oh, we're going to have a surprise match. So Lacey's going to mouth off, someone's going to come out match. End of the round, back to the advert. What?
But it was between two adverts.
Yeah.
There was I think it was a Fastlane advert, that, and then another advert for like merch or some shit. I was like, what? What was the point?
A character isn't even like a catwalk model thing. It's just some like 20s themed
like Bachelor tradition type person.
So I'm going to get really annoyed if every other Raw, SmackDown, whatever show she's on, she's just going to walk the ramp and go back again. Just to.
They're trying. If they are, they're trying to do it like Elias when he keeps getting interrupted, or he keeps appearing backstage and like people like
it's a shit idea.
Yeah.
Even the people in the arena must have thought, what was that?
What the fuck was that?
Why did you come out
ridiculous. It made no sense.
Because they wouldn't even got a fatal advert. They would have been like, oh, what's this? What? Yeah, just a complete confusion. So anyway,
next match was Intercontinental.
It was.
Tour Handicap. Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Personally, I think 2-on-1 handicap was stupid anyway. But
I have no right to knock this in my head at the minute because this is a negative comment. I genuinely cannot really remember any standout moves in that match.
No, me neither.
It just, the only thing I really remember is the start where Leo was like, oh, I don't want to be tagged in yet, let me in.
Yeah, Leo was
being cornered in.
Yeah, Leo was the only tagged himself in when Balor had been beaten down by Lashley, so he'd go in and beat on him a bit more, and then when Finn had recuperated, then he'd tag Lashley back in. So that was the only storyline that was really being woven. The fact that Lio Rush could cost Lashley the title, it doesn't have to be Lashley that loses. But unfortunately, they played on it too much. They played on it too much in the match. They did the interview before the match began, so it's like you are playing on this too much, so that the ending.
It's now kind of obvious what's
going to happen, and exactly what they were pushing towards happened. He got hold of Lio Rush. He kicked him into the corner. Coup de grace. 1, 2, 3. Good night.
I don't even remember the coup de grace.
Yeah,
the thing is, right,
and it's just that's the thing. So Finn is your new Intercontinental Champion, and it's great for Finn because it's the first championship he's had since he vacated the Universal title back in 2016.
Yeah.
So totally fine because I want him to be doing something. Although it seems like the rumours between him and Taker have gone out of it. For doing this, but it was just one so kind of crappy. It was a crap storyline. Nothing really happened in the match. It was kind of meh. It was all right, but it didn't stand out.
He might legitimise that Intercontinental title, which unfortunately,
because Lashley
unfortunately Lashley wasn't doing it. I know the way they tried to execute it. I got what they were doing with Lashley. He's the powerhouse. When he's in the ring, he destroys. Get it? I personally, Lio Rush is a fantastic wrestler. So if they'd just done it as a standard wrestling match where Lio weren't playing the coward, I would have been excited every time Leo got in the ring to wrestle things. These two can probably go to town on each other. Now, I didn't find this out until after, I think, early today. Apparently there's a lot of heat on Lio Rush. So
he does seem like a very kind of Enzo type to me. Like maybe he gobs off a bit too much.
Yeah. So apparently, partially the reason he lost at Chamber was a bit of punishment, and it was also a way to get the Intercontinental title off Lashley onto Finn without Lashley losing, which smart idea, I suppose. Even though Lashley still needs a lot more help.
Yeah.
But the problem is Finn winning his title kind of adds on to this list that's been happening recently of title changes that kind of mean nothing. R-Truth win the US title meant
because
nothing.
this wasn't built up for very long.
No. The Revival winning the Raw Tag titles, I would have been stoked that they're champions.
Like this happened on Raw for anybody who doesn't know, you must know. But I'm happy for them. Like really happy, but it just came out of nowhere, just like, right, and we know for a fact what the reason is behind that is because they wanted their release, they're not happy, so they're clearly going to go to AEW, so Vince has gone, we'll put the titles on you to keep you
in. Well, it wouldn't surprise me for saying what they did with the Usos. The fact that there's a rumour that Jimmy and Naomi want to get fired proves they maybe that's for their release, or they want to go to another company. Here, we'll throw the tag titles back on you, stick around.
Yeah.
They should not be using the championships.
No, they shouldn't, but it proves that Vince is getting desperate.
Yeah.
He is getting desperate to keep, he's clutching at straws.
Especially around WrestleMania season. Because this is no fault.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want to happen. You don't want to be losing players that close to Mania.
I mean, this is no fault of Vince's own, really, but because of the injury list, it was such a weird card last Sunday. Because we had no Seth, we had no Dean, obviously Roman's away.
No Alexa Bliss.
No Alexa, no Kevin, no Sammy, no Bray.
No.
Just all this star power gone. God knows why they didn't give Drew a match. We'll get into Drew in a minute. But anyway, the aftermath of Lashley and Finn. Again, great that Finn's got this opportunity, because otherwise, now the Taker thing looks like he's out the window. I was struggling to think, well, what are they going to do with Finn?
Yeah, who's he going against?
Now he can walk in, hopefully he's Intercontinental Champion. So, we don't know who he's going to be against, but at least he's probably in the title, a title picture.
Yeah.
Lashley turning on Leo.
Well, I'm not confident it's a full turn. I think it's just a bit of frustration.
Yeah, I think he hesitated at first.
Yeah, we'll find out on Raw. Well, because I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I know what happened.
So yeah, I'm just kind of hoping it's just a bit of frustration, because problem is, without Leo Rush, Lashley's going to fall down a bit. Because yes, Leo Rush is annoying as hell, but that's the brilliance of it. He's overhyping Lashley. Get rid of the fucking ass thing. But apart from that, it does help Lashley a bit.
It might be this. I don't know if this was planned from the get-go, because it could have been a one-off, or what happened at Chamber. But when Finn went away and they were stuck with just Leo and Lashley in the ring, you could sense the fans wanting Lashley to turn. I think that was even a chant.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've heard them really chant Lashley since his return. Yeah. So, I think you still need to push Leo as a bit more of a dick, but when... I think you should
look to it.
Yeah, I think he should be more like a Leo is abusing him. Just maybe being to slap him around the face, going, "You're nothing without me," and Lashley buys into it.
If that's a way you could actually turn Lashley face again.
Yeah.
So you end up rooting for him, so kick his ass.
Yeah. If Leo just gets in his head, goes, right, I'm going to forgive you for what you did at the Chamber, or what you've done to me the other week, whatever. But without me you were nothing. Before me you were nothing. You need me. And if he continues on the promos like that, it can get in Lashley's head for the foreseeable future in whatever storylines Lashley is in. He can. The people he's against can kind of go, why are you listening to this guy? Knock him off. Yeah. He's a dick. And if Lashley first just ignores it, like no, and then it's like realises. Yes, you can build it to a point where Lashley finally just snaps, go, you know what, who needs you, and just throws him about. And if at that point, if the swerve works and it becomes a white hot face, if Brock is still about, that is when you strike when the iron is hot, and you can push that Brock Lashley.
You could push that up to SummerSlam and do Brock Lashley at SummerSlam.
Yeah, because I'm not taking anything away from. He's a phenomenal athlete.
But it's just when he's on TV, it's just there. Yeah, nothing else is happening. And this is why I'm saying the Leo Rush thing is helping.
Yes,
something adds a bit of flavour.
He does not want to become a Jinder Mahal. No. I'm sorry, Jinder, you probably know what's going on in real life, but you're not going to.
You're boring. You're boring. So it's Continental. Then after that, it was.
Yeah, let me just double check my schedule here.
I think it was Corbin Strowman.
No, it was the Raw Women's Championship.
Oh yeah. Well, you say it was a match, but all it was a plot device to further the story between Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky. So she was against the last woman left in the locker room.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Ruby Riott. Do you want to know how it came up on my end? The match started. It got about 2 minutes in. The network went for a little bit. Like, oh shit! Got back on. Press retry. As it came back, Ruby's tapping out. What happened?
But it was so quick, because before the bell even rang, the missus said, I think this is going to be a squash match. And I was like, it does make sense to be. I don't want it to be, but it does make sense.
I think
it happened. It literally, I think it was just under 2 minutes. since the bell rang, and good night from Ruby. She was up the ramp before fucking Charlotte was even in the ring to confront Rousey.
Yeah.
Because obviously Charlotte was there the entire time watching. Well, the entire time. It sounded like it was 2 minutes of it. And then the surprise, although I thought this would probably happen anyway, but I'm glad it did, because if you're going to have Ruby go down that quickly, you've got to have a reason. So Becky came out on crutches in her leather bike outfit, which looked pretty sexy.
Power Rangers.
Quite often. And I don't know what it is, but she was looking quite fit.
Well, she just laid into it.
But it was good. She came out on the crutches, and Charlotte was just laughing at her and everything, and suddenly she just beat the shit into Charlotte with the thing, and then Ronda was just kind of letting it happen. She gave Ronda the stick. Ronda was so close to doing it, and then Becky just turned on her and smacked the shit out of her as well. Cropped across the head. She was bleeding on her head as well, and then Becky was escorted out. The one thing I really liked with it, someone showed on social media that I was like, this does hark back to it. It makes it feel like it. She's been pulled away with her hands behind her back, smiling her little ass off, and it reminds me of Stone Cold when he's being arrested and taken away. And that is what I like. I like the fact they're investing this time in it, where it makes me feel like that character has that feel. I love it.
The way I kind of like you said that for those who don't know who Sarah is, it's his wife. When your wife said, I think it's going to be a squash match. Now, if I was in the room, I wouldn't have gone, no, it's Ruby Riott. But I probably would have said, well, God, I hope not. Because Ruby Riott is actually a really good wrestler.
She is, and she's got a lot of potential. So, when she went against, who's she going against? Charlotte.
Natalia. The table match. Great match. But if you knew it was going to be a squash match, do something like Dana Brooke or Alicia Fox. So even though you know what's going to happen. It doesn't
hurt anyone because they're not really relevant anyway. But Ruby Riott can be relevant.
Yes.
The fact that her other teammates were getting more time than she did in that pay-per-view.
It's the way I see it, I understood why they did it, because they want to get Ronda on the road to Mania looking more dominant than ever.
Yeah,
get it.
And they need to build this whole Becky thing, because obviously, as she's been suspended and not allowed part of the match, but we obviously know there's bollocks. It's going to be part. She will get herself into the match, and they are building it very, very well.
I'm glad that they're WWE on the ball with this, because
so far they're doing perfectly with it.
If Ronda, I know we still got another pay-per-view, so because they could have waited for another pay-per-view, but what they did, they could have had Ronda do what she did to Ruby, Charlotte come in the ring, square off, it could have faded to black and continued. I don't think anyone in that arena, anyone watching, would have been happy without seeing Becky.
Yeah.
You need Becky right now.
Screaming for her name.
When she came along with the crutches and then got in the ring and started swinging, I don't know if I took that as she was faking the injury, she's actually okay now she's swinging for the
I think she made it look like it was worse than it was.
Yes. I'm not saying the shots to Charlotte weren't brutal, but she went to town on Ronda. Some of them were by mistake, but there was like face shots, head shots. And
I think it was the second one she did. Ronda just moved away in the wrong position as Becky was coming down for the swing, and just unfortunately just clocked her in the head.
I mean,
but if anyone can take a fucking hit, it's fucking
stuff. You know, other people might have kind of gone, oh fuck, and toned it down a little bit in the moment. Becky was kind of the opposite, like, well, I'm in now, fuck it. What kind of made me laugh, but was at the same time like, come on. When she hobbled through the barrier, now at this point obviously she's still suspended. There's a security guy standing there and doesn't even hesitate to stop, to even think about trying to stop her. He's just there looking into space.
Well, it's like one of the guys on Wrestle Talk said, it's like the security in that place is shit. She's on fucking crutches. She's on crutches. It's like, how can you not get her?
They didn't turn up on the ring until she's swinging. It's like, why were you on the can? And they're going,
unfortunately with this kind of thing, you just got to suspend that kind of belief, innit? Because it's like, well, I want to see Becky, so whatever.
The problem I have with the hands behind her back thing is that the guys didn't force her to do that or put cuffs on her. She just did it of her own accord.
No, still, I just like I like the show
contrast.
I like that.
If you're gonna do it right and have it would have made more sense for when the security did finally slide in, Becky to do the same with the crutches, just kick the crap out of them and have the police escort her out. No, but then again, some people might have seen it as, alright, now you are trying to just be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, true.
And I get it that you want to be the first Becky Lynch than the first Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't be the first Stone Cold Steve Austin. Steve Austin. So yeah, I think
it was a build-up. So,
but it was unfortunately a waste of a match and a bit of a stick in the mud for Ruby.
Mm.
So yeah, it happened.
Then it was the piss break match.
Yeah, the match no one wanted.
No one wanted it. I commend them for making it no DQ because that's what you do when you've got a match that no one gives a shit about. Put some stipulation on, spice it up a little bit. Absolutely. I always enjoy chair shots and ladders and tables being involved. But I don't care.
It was. I could have done on Raw.
Yeah, they could have
done on Raw.
So like Drew and Lashley came out. I don't know why. Why are they a team?
I'm not sure.
So they just basically all three of them just beat the shit into Strowman, put him through 2 tables, and then Corbin pinned him, and technically Corbin won. That's it. Nothing else is of note. They just beat the shit into him.
It's.
But just imagine if it wasn't no DQ. It'd be boring as shit.
I mean, but the one bit I took from it is when I think Braun was going for another of his run around the ring things. Corbin launched that chair.
Yeah.
And I think
he caught it and threw it away.
Yeah, but I think he was actually meant to catch it and then kind of had to turn it into a throw because he hadn't got a good grip. But I was like, holy shit, alright. I kind of knew after the running power on through the tables that here comes Drew and the music hit. Now, like I say, we didn't see anything that hasn't happened on the Raws leading to this. Except at this point, Corbin actually won. If this is a way to get Corbin back over since the Raw General Manager thing, whatever. But Drew should be the prime.
Yeah, he shouldn't be like the afterthought. He should be the person that Strowman's feuded against.
It now looks to me like with all 4 of them, because I don't know where Dolph is at the minute.
Yeah.
With all 4 of them, Lashley, Drew, Strowman, and Corbin. Now, especially now that Lashley's lost the Intercontinental Championship, I genuinely think they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
The only thing I am thinking is on the build up to like if it wouldn't surprise me at Fastlane, Braun being the monster he is, like, I want a 3-on-1 match. I want me against all 3 of them. Lashley, Corbin, Drew. You can get Drew over a little bit in that of like at one point.
But not enough. I feel like Drew should be in a 1-on-1.
Yeah. But you could have 1-on-1. But when it looks like they're going to do it again, because the Shield powerbomb-esque thing was a bit weird. Of like, cool spot with the double tables, but it's like, are you trying to do the Shield? What are you doing? At that point, when it looks like Braun's going to owned again, you have, and then Harper and Bray appear to be back with Braun to face McIntyre, Corbin, and Lashley.
Yeah.
Because you can have a lot of standoffs there. You can have you can at that point maybe put the Braun Corbin thing to bed. So have a standoff with those 2 again. Have Bray and Lashley have a standoff because I'd rather actually see Luke Harper and McIntyre have a standoff. And just go for it of like, this is the new Wyatt family and we're here to take back our throne kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the only direction I can see them going without it being some kind of lackluster shit handicap 6-man tag thing at either Fastlane or WrestleMania. Because at one point Drew was rumoured to either fight Cena or Taker.
See, for me, I would have thought Cena's a good one for him. Yeah, Cena's not around, but he's still, everybody loves Cena now. He's at that point where he's like, well, he's the one of the biggest stars that we're ever there. So to put Drew over at Mania, which he should do, that basically goes like Drew is the next big thing, and he can be that next big thing, but you have to put him against the right person. And I think it's too soon for him to go against Taker, which means it's probably never going to happen because Taker's near the end now. But put him against Cena and have him go over. Yeah. I think it makes sense. You need to show, because lately Drew's not been doing too much other than his team stuff and everything, and was he in the Rumble? Yeah. He's been secure. Like, he hasn't been doing too much single stuff. Yeah, a little bit. So I want something where you build a proper feud, not with him involved with anybody else, no fucking Dolph or Baron or any other teammate. Him going, I want you at Mania, and just build around him and Cena, just the 2 of them. No one else gets involved, and you just showcase him as the fucking beast and badass he can be. Just do that.
I think if I was going to book the way with the hope of Cena and stuff, you have to start giving Lashley victories on Raw and stuff, but in the right way, not just cheap ones. What I would do is everyone's been interested in finally seeing Braun versus Drew for a while. It's not been like we're desperate, it's just always been like, that'd be interesting. Do it at Fastlane.
As long as Drew wins.
No. I'm going to have Braun win because I think you need Braun to look strong going into Mania.
For what?
For whatever plan they got with it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I can't think of
I can't think of anything at the minute, but well, that's a conversation another time because I've got nothing for that. But afterwards have Drew be irate that maybe an interference by Corbin or distraction by Lashley that didn't work out cost Drew the match. And Drew lays both Corbin and Lashley out. So you still got Drew looking strong. And then the 4 or 5 weeks you got build up to Mania, you can bring Cena into play, and that'd be that. Because with what they've been doing with Eric Rowan with Daniel, they might be trying to keep all 3 or 4, if you can include Braun, members of the White family separate for a while until they need them to come back together. So maybe just have thing. Yeah. So maybe just have Bray come back. Oh, that was what I was going to say with Braun. Maybe just have Bray return to team up with Braun, and then you can have Corbin and Lashley versus Bray and Strowman at WrestleMania. Is it going to steal the show? No.
But it puts the gives them something, doesn't it?
Unless you save Bray's return for WrestleMania, and Braun just says. Because you can either say Bray's going to be at WrestleMania, that's it, or you can worry again, going, I've got a surprise partner for Mania. Go, don't be the kid. Oh, don't be Nicholas.
Yeah, and then it's a payoff.
But where everyone's thinking, don't be Nicholas, then suddenly,
that would be good.
Yeah, and then you can build storylines with that. You can maybe have Bray Lashley or Bray Corbin or Braun can go off and do something. Yeah.
So, overall, match was completely fucking pointless.
Waste of time.
Waste of game. So main event, Elimination Chamber again for WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Samoa Joe versus Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton.
Before we get into this, because I do a bit of my research,
we're professional.
Yes, of course we are. Not only is this the first time a WWE Championship match has headlined a pay-per-view since Fastlane last year.
Fuck me, that's bad.
Yeah. There hasn't been a main event one-on-one WWE Championship match on a pay-per-view since Jinder beat Orton. That's the last time a one-on-one title match for the WWE title headlined a pay-per-view. We're looking at nearly 2 years.
Wow,
it's ridiculous.
That's bad.
That
is really bad. That's not going to happen at Mania, is it?
I get Brock's probably more of an established threat for World Championship at the minute. But you've got to be fair with both titles.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
Because now you've just pushed the Universal title way above the WWE Championship, and it's not right. Because the title has more prestige in history. The Universal title is just this new toy you've got at the minute. So, this to me stole the show.
It was a good. No, yeah, it was good. It was a really good match. This was the best match on the night.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't exactly a stretch to steal the show. I mean, it's a very average pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But it was still, give credit where it's due.
I like Bryan with his reluctance at the start and chit-chatting and everything, and then Rowan got taken to the back.
Yeah, but what was the point? He was in the chamber anyway.
Yeah, it's like, you've got to go in, so what's the point in bitching? You've got to do it.
Yeah. So dead end.
There's a lot to cover. I am pissed off
with the Joe thing.
Joe going first.
Me too.
Because going in there, I was thinking to myself, what if they pull something, which they have done a few times in Elimination Chamber, there's been a lot of times where you've had a surprise shock winner, or what you didn't expect. Now, we all expect Daniel Bryan to retain, because he's going towards Mania, you expect that. But going into it, I was thinking, look, let's think about this. A lot of times they've done this in Elimination Chamber where you get something you didn't expect. And if I was going to pick anybody else, it's Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like just a nice shock value. That would be amazing. And then when he gets unceremoniously taken out, he doesn't even get much time to shine in. He had a little bit of back and forth with him and Bryan at the start with the chops. But apart from that, he never got his little spot to be the monster. He literally did a few bits and bobs back and forth, and then before you know it, he was gone. I was like, him first?
He should have been part of the final 3.
Yeah. Get rid of fucking Jeff first.
Yeah, I was going to say. The way this is almost going to be a way I would have booked it kind of segment now, because with Joe, right? First off, if you're going to eliminate him in that way, fuck the 30 or 60 seconds you gave to Lacey Morgan. Instead of, because I think he got hit with steel or the pod head first and then forearm. That was it. If you want it to be believable, have everybody that's in that ring at that time do their finisher on Joe, so you can understand why he hasn't kicked out. Apparently, I think it's Fastlane's in Columbus, and apparently they fucked up by already advertising 2 matches before Chamber even came to play.
Right.
One was Lashley Finn for the Intercontinental title, so it looks like he got a rematch on the card, even though we just discussed that apparently the contract it wasn't happening, and Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan. Now I'm cool with that, but I mean, again, we could get that shock factor. I don't think we will, because as much as the fans see Joe, I would have been fine with Joe walking into WrestleMania WWE champion.
Yeah.
The company, I know for a fact they don't see it with Joe yet.
Yeah, but I don't want the heavyweight championship to be fucking Mania.
But it looks like it's going to stick around for a while.
I mean, it's perfect for Bryan's character. It's just that it looks cheap.
If Joe was going to win the belt that night, the way WrestleMania would have worked, or I would have been fine with, is Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Yeah, triple threat.
Triple threat would have been fine. Now Jeff coming in.
If you wanted to, go for a fucking fatal 4-way and chuck Orton in there, as long as he doesn't win. Which at one point, after a while with this match, when a couple more eliminations went, I thought, it's going to be Orton. It's going to be Orton. I was like, please don't let it be Orton, for the love of God. He's the only one I wouldn't have take that title.
It would have been a possibility, because apparently they've given him a really, really big contract, to the point it might be the most expensive contract a wrestler's ever had.
Probably to make him stay.
Exactly, because I know he has been talked to AEW.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if go, here's your new contract, lots more zeros on the end of that, and we're going to give you the title back in WrestleMania. Wouldn't have surprised me. No. They might have even done it, but Orton might have been smart enough to go, no, I don't need Mania in the championship. No. I've been there, done that opportunity for somebody else.
Anyway,
Jeff.
That Swanton bomb, brilliant. I mean, that was awesome, but fuck me. Just the fact that every, like, the other month he was going on, I don't think I can do what I used to do, my back's hurting a lot. It's like, but you did it onto the fucking turnbuckle, one false movement, and that is your back broken. But fuck me, was it amazing.
Yeah,
it was such a high risk move.
I think AJ took more of the punishment.
Yeah, but still, it was just... Yeah, it wasn't just a high risk move where you land on the mat. It was a very precarious position. One false move and you could have really ended your career with that.
Yeah. Well, number one, it shows how good Jeff still is. Number two, he was only in there for like 2 minutes and still amazed us. And number three, it wasn't like he did the Swanton and continued for another like 20 minutes. If something had gone wrong,
he did that and got
it could have been ow, and then got eliminated straight after that. So
who eliminated him? I can't remember. No, it wasn't Joe, was it?
No, I think it might have been AJ. No, AJ just got the Swanton. Maybe it was Kofi or Bryan then. I can't remember. Yeah, he ran into running knee.
That was it. Running knee came out of nowhere.
Orton was there.
But he was the last one in. Kofi.
Kofi stole the show.
Kofi. I mean, I never knew that I wanted this more. Kofi versus Daniel Bryan, because a week ago he would have gone alright.
Yeah.
Because he was put in there instead of Mustafa because he's injured. And in a week with the gauntlet match on SmackDown, and then what he achieved in that elimination match just made you go, why is he not a main eventer already?
He's proved he has kind of been not lost in the shuffle as such,
but he's never had that opportunity to be at that point, and it's just he stole the show. I mean, even at the point where it was down to just the two of them, they went on for another 15 minutes, just the two of them.
Yeah,
and it was constant.
I think about almost approaching a decade now. He was given an opportunity to be in the main event scene and kind of dropped the ball. He's always been a weird one on the card, because I love watching his matches. What he's done with the New Day is extraordinary, but he's kind of lacked that main event it factor. But since the last year, I mean, when he got the New Day said he's going to be in the Money in the Bank this year, the chants for him were off the chain.
Yeah.
Now, it kind of surprised me, because I thought the crowd would see it as we've seen you in loads of these. We know you're not going to win it. Maybe Big E or Xavier would have been the choice. But they were like, no, we love this guy. And rightly so. For the fact that he's been doing this 11 years and still excellent at what he does. And because what impressed me is, like, he was, early 20s when he first came in. So he's got to be mid-30s now. And to still do a match of that calibre, is impressive. And I'm going to give a lot of credit to Daniel.
No, Daniel did a really good job
of getting him over. Because he did this to Santino a few years ago. He did the same scenario.
Yeah, did a great job of getting him over. He worked him really well. They worked each other very well. Kofi getting rid of Orton as well.
Yeah.
I was so relieved because at that point I was thinking to myself, because it's just them three then by that point.
Yeah. I knew it was going to end up with Kofi.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, oh my god, no, it's going to be Orton. Because I thought to myself, it's not going to be Kofi, is it? It's like Daniel Bryan seems too obvious. I was like, oh my god, it's going to be Orton. And then just the Trouble in Paradise. I was like, pin him. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Fuck off, Orton. See you later. And then just like I say, for the next 15 minutes of them just absolutely going mental each other, and the way they built the story worked so well with the kickouts, because he kicked out of the running knee. Barely anybody kicked out of the running knee. I thought it was it, and the fact that he kicked out, went, wow, they are really pushing him here. His only fault was in doing the jump off the top pod, and
when he got up there, I was like, this has
got to be it now. Yeah, he's going to fuck up here, and he got another running knee for his troubles, and Brian.
But he showed them both brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, but Brian retained, and that's absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, the last person you saw before the copyright came up was Kofi and the rest of the New Day. They really pushed him today. Yeah, like they made him a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, all was that. Before I get on to Kofi, because the other two things were like, we spoke about Joe, Jeff. The only thing I remember Orton doing was a really weird RKO to AJ.
Yeah, he dragged him out from the top of the turnbuckle.
Yeah, it wasn't like out of nowhere. It kind of held him on the top rope a bit. I think this was AJ might have lost his balance and then bang. And apparently AJ did go into the chamber injured, so
the forearm, when he did the forearm to Brian when he was on the side of the cage, that was pretty decent.
Yeah, at one point, just before I forget this again,
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
When Daniel I think it looked like Kofi was going to try and bulldog him through the pod, and then Daniel threw him off into the pod. I think it was meant to break, but the fact that he didn't made it sound so much more brutal. Yeah, it was brilliant. With the getting pissed off with Joe being eliminated first. Yes, it probably should have been Jeff, even though it would have been obvious. I think AJ Styles should have done it, but been eliminated first, because since
I suppose that kind of takes him completely out of the title picture if he's gone first.
Not just that, it would have made a story.
Who eliminated AJ?
Orton with the RKO.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Since he hit Vince, he went to see this new darker AJ. Yeah. We've seen nothing new. He's just becoming stale a bit.
Yeah.
If he got eliminated first, even with a quick roll up, you could have shown the shock on AJ's face and led for the remaining months to Mania of him kind of going, what's going on with me? Can I not cut the mustard anymore, kind of thing? And just roll on that to either go to a Mania match where he might even put his career on the line. If he goes, if I can't beat you, it means I can't really roll anymore, I'm done. Or get angry. If he'd been eliminated first, you'd show him his shock at first, and then just show him start to seethe and just start cleaning everybody out that's still in the chamber. Because you could have had a sneaky elimination that way. If he cleaned, I don't know who was in the ring at the time. If say everyone in there was apart from Orton was in the ring, he could have just taken out. He could have left the chamber, got a chair, wiped everybody out, stormed out. And then when Orton came out, he could have slid and just caught a cheeky elimination that way, because that's something Orton would do.
Yeah.
The Kofi thing. He stole the show, he stole the match. It all started from SmackDown when he did an hour in the
Gauntlet match. And the fact that they pinned Brian first as well.
Yes.
Like, okay, right. And I understand what they're doing, because they just randomly chucked him in because of the unfortunate thing of Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
So you need to build him up so you think, right, he deserves to be in this match.
Yeah.
But they just did it so well. I mean, it was one of the great things they did.
Within a week, this shows if they put their heart to it, they can do a great storyline within 2 nights.
Yeah. One night of SmackDown and then one pay-per-view, one main event, and
you're invested.
Yeah. So you can do it, WWE. You can do it. It's just you're lazy.
It's doing the right people and the right executions at the right time.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I know it's easy for me to say than do, but because the thing is with Mustafa Ali, I think he would have put on a great show as well.
I think he would have
been the same.
Yeah, he'd have been doing the same thing as Kofi, last into the end.
I bought the fact that Kofi could do it more than Ali, because Ali's still quite fresh.
Yeah, plus we've known Kofi for a while, so
yeah. And what's good about them knowing Kofi for a while, this is why when the first Universal title match with Finn and Seth. A lot of you are going, I hope it's Finn. And I get that. It's, let's start a new era. But I've always liked that whole, he's worked so hard to get there and he's never had the big one.
Yeah.
After 11 years, you now want, come on, Kofi.
It's your turn. Yeah.
And I think with the way it ended, because when New Day came out and they were checking on him, I'm pretty sure they were talking to him out of character. I think they were just there going, you should be proud of yourself, mate. That was amazing. And the standing ovation he got at the end as it faded out, he well deserved. I think with the pop he got all those months ago or last year, Money in the Bank, and with what's been going on recently, I think a world title run for Kofi is happening this year. And maybe one of the minor pay-per-views, or maybe something like SummerSlam. But I don't think you should break up the New Day. No.
Could you
imagine the celebration New Day would
I think if you're going to break the New Day up, it's because they start bickering about the championship and
but not straight away.
No, not straight away. You keep that going for months. I'd be alright with him winning the Money in the Bank and cashing that in.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, because again, it's that whole he's been in so many Money in the Bank matches and he's finally won.
Get him to do it. Get him to win it, and then within a month, maybe 2 max.
Yeah.
Cash it in at SummerSlam. Is it something after? Yeah, it is.
You got Extreme Rules first, but rules.
Cash it in at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The only way I'd say maybe not SummerSlam is that everyone seems to do it at SummerSlam. Just Survivor Series is something would be fun.
Okay, yeah.
Because
But either way, I think it's well overdue. We're totally fine with it happening. It's just hoping that they execute it correctly.
The way I'd love to see it is like the moment itself would be amazing. Of pay-per-view ending with him holding that belt high above his head. Mm-hmm. The SmackDown after, just seeing Big E and Xavier's faces as they come up, probably with the whole shit out of pancakes, Booty-O's ice cream, and then standing there goes, Kofi is your WWE World Champion! And then every challenger that comes out, like if Daniel, whoever the last champion was, just comes out like, I want that belt, I go, just, who the hell are you? Just,
they can really get well with it.
Not to make, it wouldn't make the championship silly. I think that was what the bosses in WWE think. It wouldn't make the title look silly because at the minute it just make the title relevant. And that's what you need for that title right now, because the Universal title is relevant because it's on Brock Lesnar, but we hardly see it because it's on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So
that's really too, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, finally, it's been happening quite recently actually. The last match of a pay-per-view, in my opinion, should always steal the show.
Yeah.
And in this case, it did.
Yes.
So as an average,
overall, it wasn't the greatest pay-per-view in the world, but the main event definitely saved it.
Yeah. I don't think I can be generous in this one, so I'm going to give it a 4.
4?
Yeah, because let's say nothing.
I mean, how much of the main event is getting the 4? 3 of it.
Maybe 2 of it, because like I say, the Finn Lashley thing, again, couldn't remember the match. It just remember the result. The SmackDown tag titles, great storytelling as you say, but the wrestling match itself was not great. The women's championship match was pathetic. No, I know they furthered the story, but the match itself was. They get a lot of what they did on the pay-per-view. They could have done at episodes of Raw and SmackDown.
Right.
So it didn't have a pay-per-view feel.
Right. Well, for me, I'm going to give it a 6.
Right.
I was thinking about 7, but I thought no, there was a few missteps here and there. I'm giving it a 6 because the main event was really good. You got your first ever women's tag champs, and although it was obvious who it was going to be, I was still happy to see that moment happen. Yes, it wasn't a great wrestling match for the tag champions, but it was a great story and I really enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes.
The story wasn't until after the match.
Everything else was just kind of meh, so that's why I'm giving it a 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because in my head a 10-star pay-per-view is if they replace something like WrestleMania 17, and I don't think that's going to happen. So I think I'm keeping 10 for if they suddenly.
It's rare if we're ever going to be knocking out of 10, to be honest.
Knocking out of 10.
Knocking out of 10.
Say that again. Knocking out of Ty Dillinger.
Knocking out of 10. 10.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that was Chamber.
Yeah. like, subscribe. We're going to be back in how many weeks? Is it 3 weeks?
Something like that. Just a fast added note, people probably already know this. If you don't, it's not a Raw spoiler, so don't worry. The first inductees into the Hall of Fame are D-Generation.
Yes, including China. Which I'm fine with.
Which I find it weird that Triple H's first Hall of Fame rings in a stable, not by himself.
Well,
but there you go. DX, great.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So like, subscribe. We're back in 3 weeks for Fastlane, which we're probably not going to like either. I can imagine.
I think it might be just better than Chamber, but we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know. Fastlane never really sits well with me because I just don't care about it. I want to get to Mania. Just get rid of Fastlane. I don't need it in that position. Get rid of it.
You'll know what our opinion is in a few weeks.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in a few weeks. All right, bye.